E3 wrap-up video. We are here to talk about all the things that we thought about E3, what we liked, what we didn't like. I am joined by Vex, A Million, KJ, and Daniel. Is that right? Daniel, is that your name?
Knowledge, Daniel, DJ, whatever you want to call
Knowledge.
me, just is greatness, you know.
It's always great. Always great. As a matter of fact, Knowledge, we've had a few videos from you recently going up on the site, like, just rapid fire Knowledge videos.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. PlayLegit.net.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Play legit.
So E3 happened, and I wanted to get everybody's opinion. I want to start off firstly with KJ. KJ, what did you think of E3 2015? What did you think about this year, man?
Well, I think you could only go up from last year, and they did that. I don't think there was one presentation where I wasn't entertained in some sort. So that's for me.
All right, I can feel you. All right, Vex, what about you, man?
Um, Pleasantly pleased. A lot of people brung it. A lot of people that I didn't expect. The only downside to that is there was some pretty cool stuff that I got overlooked. But I think for once, um, I really didn't have something that really let me down a lot, except maybe one little thing. But that would be Nintendo. But other than that, everybody brought it in some form of fashion.
I thought so too. What about you, Knowledge?
I was pleasantly surprised by the PlayStation uh, preview. The Xbox preview was fantastic. Nintendo was a little lacking, but honestly, you can't go anywhere other than down from where Nintendo has been. So, uh, I mean, after the years they've had with great announcements, like you can't really outdo that. So, everything was great this year. Honestly, this is probably one of the best E3s I've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't get to see a whole lot of the actual like coverage, live while it happened, but I was able to actually go back and check out some of the videos myself. And one of the things that I did really appreciate was this year. Me personally, I didn't think it was like down between any one company specifically. Like, I didn't think it was like, oh, this year it was Nintendo, or this year it was Sony, or this year it was Microsoft. I feel like this year who won were the gamers, because the developers themselves really brought a lot out for all the platforms. There's stuff for Sony, stuff for Microsoft, Nintendo, PC, like all of it got like just they dumped like, here's a whole bunch of games we're working on. Pow! Like, take your pick, have some fun, go play games. So I personally think that this year the gamers were the ones that kind of can take the pot, if you will. Um, so what were some of the highs and lows, those guys? I mean, we definitely had some good and some bad though that did come out of this. What was some of the good? What did you guys think some of the good was out here?
Well, Hunter, I think you pointed out the fact that the gamers were the one who won. So Bethesda, I don't know if there's any one company that could have topped what Bethesda did this year. So Fallout 4, that's a huge, huge announcement that gamers been waiting for a long time. So I don't know if that might take the cake as far as important announcement went.
And the numbers speak to that too, because the limited edition pre-orders are all already gone in every retailer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The other
I'm
thing about that game that I really like is also they're allowing console users to participate in some of the mods that the community is making on the PC.
Yep.
Players on the consoles can jump in on it too.
I'm really
That's
kind of curious about how they're. Yeah, I'm really kind of curious as to how they're going to go about that. Like, how are they going to make that work? I'm really kind of curious to see how that happens, because that's a new precedent, really, for the consoles. That's like, I mean, unheard of. I mean, sure, you had things within specific games on consoles, like with Halo, you had the Forge and stuff like that, where you can make your own maps. But this is like mods. We're talking mods here.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
that's pretty sick.
that real deal.
It's not.
It's gonna be interesting to see just because the Steam engine's getting a lot of games that we thought were just gonna be console exclusives.
Tell us a story, KJ. Maybe we'll start
Well,
hearing it.
I want to tell you guys a story, and it's about the most highest ranked video game that I think went completely overlooked this year at E3, and I'm talking about Ubisoft's title For Honor. Let me tell you,
Oh, get him, get him.
you can take a team of Vikings versus a team of samurais versus a team of knights. You could pick any from these factions, and let me tell you, the graphics were amazing. Now, hopefully, this holds true the console launch, or excuse me, the game launch day, because what I saw looked realistic. The motion capture was flawless. You're seeing heads rolling, people getting stabbed, and it was just like, ooh, it could be this generation's Gears, meaning a 4v4 game, third person, got to use your brain, and that's where I'm at right now. Y'all got to check that out.
And that's the downside to E3 in terms of like there was so much stuff I didn't even know about that till KJ pointed that out. And when I saw it, um, my reaction was the same.
Moving right along. So yeah, Bethesda brought it out this year, and this was their first one that they've ever done. And um, when what's his face got out on the stage for that press conference, I was really excited because everybody knew Fallout 4 was coming, right? Because we got the trailer, we got the picture, we all knew it was coming, and then just plow plow, it just was. It was more than anybody could experience or have thought that they were gonna get. Like they had so much that they just dropped right there. Of course, people were a little kind of curious because of the little goof up that happened the day before during their like run through. Someone accidentally hit the go live button on Twitch while they were doing a practice, and like it leaked out about Dishonored 2 that they were in the middle of talking about Dishonored 2. So, people were kind of curious, like, oh, I hope they're not going to screw up during the live show. So, they brought it though. Bethesda definitely brought it. Ubisoft definitely brought it. EA, surprisingly for me, because I'm not a huge fan of EA, but EA brought out some stuff that was like, hey, what's up? So,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting what I saw from EA because I've never been a huge EA fanboy. I've never really. I mean, I've always followed their racing games because that's what I'm mostly into, other than shooters here and there. But EA gave me something to look forward to next year.
yeah, I'm looking forward to the new Mirror's Edge. That is something that I was really into, the first one, mainly because Mirror's Edge did something for me personally, which was just the way in which they did the visuals with the music. It really pulled me in and had me in their game.
The
So
presentation reminded me of Ultraviolet,
Oh
and
man, yeah, man,
yeah,
that's exactly it.
and what intrigued me about this new one, they said that Faith will not be using firearms. And so that really is going to make the game tougher, I think, because I'm pretty sure the enemies are still going to be using firearms. And they're
Absolutely.
also supposed to have multiplayer in this.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know exactly what that's going to be, but I'm thinking in my mind, 10 people jumping around a rooftop doing kung fu, and that right there is blowing my mind.
well, the last one, they had guns, and you could get a gun from a guy, but that wasn't really your focus. Like the mechanics were still more geared towards the parkour, the free runner stuff. Um, I think in this one there's still going to be guns with the bad guys, but you won't. It's not going to be up for you to be able to get those, from what I understand. Because clearly in the trailer there was guys with guns. Because I'm playing the trailer right now on the stream, and you can see guys with guns.
Oh, he's loaded, he's strapped.
These guys are loaded, ready for firepower. So that was good. What anything else from EA? Vex, did you have anything from EA that you saw that you liked?
Actually, the basketball. I was really impressed, and I guess they're really jumping in the game, trying to bring something to the table so 2K doesn't get comfortable, which I feel 2K has been getting comfortable. I go to friends' houses and play it. I really haven't been supporting because I just feel like it's become more of a, I guess, stagnant thing, like it does much with anything else. That's why I would love if maybe next year they announce that 2K or some time down the line gets the ability to make football games because competition breeds a better product, and I wasn't expecting that from them. I have no interest on NBA Live on any level. When I saw what they were doing this year, it piqued my curiosity. Not saying I'm gonna get it, but I did feel impressed that they are taking the initiative and not just letting it go and letting 2K have the basketball spot.
Yeah, competition always makes anything, anybody better. So 2K definitely has been getting comfortable. They haven't really been expanding on what they have the ability to do. So EA stepping up their game kind of gives 2K a little incentive to try and make their games better. So EA gave me something to think they're trying not to just like pass the torch to 2K with 2K16 and 2K17. Like there's been no there's been no real progress between 2K14 to 2K16, at least as far as I've played. So with what I saw from EA this year, it looks like NBA Live is probably going to be a lot better than what they have shown the past couple of years. Because the past couple NBA Live games have been an absolute joke.
Hmm.
I mean, literally laughing. I'm playing it and laughing like I'm watching a Kevin Hart movie.
When I first saw that Russell Westbrook was the cover athlete for EA, I was like, he's going to regret this decision because he's never going to be regarded as the same player again because Damian Lillard and Kyrie Irving are kind of a joke according to the gaming world because they're on the covers of two of the worst basketball games ever made. So, you know, I thought Russell Westbrook was going to have the same problem, but it turns out he may have a pretty decent game to be on the cover of.
Well, I'm not too much of a sports gaming fan. I did used to play some NCAA football back in the day, but that's exciting that you guys are looking forward to some of these new sports games. Um, Competition is important, especially in the sports game realm. So
Absolutely.
I kind of want to talk about some stuff that came out of Ubisoft that kind of surprised me, and that is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
buddy.
Uh,
Oh, buddy.
I don't know if you guys understand when I was actually talking to KJ when the live stream of this was going on, and KJ and I were like, "Wait, what is this?" And it definitely grabbed our attention.
It grabbed more than my attention, buddy. It grabbed my wiener and took a good old grip.
I got the strangest boner right now. I don't understand.
At first, I like how they presented it because I didn't know at first. Is this a different take on Splinter Cell? Are they trying to get a smuggler's run thing going on? What is happening? And then I slowly was looking. I was like, wait, this is getting real tactical. Hold
Right.
up.
Right. Well, I was looking at it too because I was like, is this a new IP? But nah, bringing out Ghost Recon in this form factor with an open world, with you choose how you're gonna take down the bad guys. If what I saw in the trailer is what I'm hoping it's gonna be hard pressed to get me out of that game.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing that I'm so attracted to with Metal Gear Solid. Like when I saw the trailer for Metal Gear Solid and the gameplay for it, and then I saw Wildlands from Ghost Recon, I was like, okay, you just took Solid or not Solid Snake, you just took Snake and Big Boss into a team level, and then you put them on a four player scale where you could play that with four other people and do that type of mission. Like I was like, I'm gonna be playing Metal Gear Solid quite a bit, but now I can play something like Wildlands with my friends, do the exact same thing on the same level.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's two Tom Clancy games that we're getting that are very multiplayer, team-based strategy planning. You know, because we're also getting the Division, and we've already known about the Division for a little while now. But
Get him, Vex. Get him, Vex.
Yeah, the Division, I was impressed, but I was a little concerned too. I talked to a couple people, man, and it looks like what they showed initially was off PC, and what they showed now being on console, it took a kick in the ball so far as graphics, man.
Yes, it did.
well, I hate to say it as the PC player on the show right now. I'm sorry.
we don't quite have the graphics engine that PC does. So.
Well, and that's just it though, and it like I think people complain too much about graphics sometimes because it doesn't look as smooth or as whatever. I think there should be a little bit more clarity and defining as to what this is. Like this trailer is from this engine on this device, or it's it's running.
Repeat of Brink, because remember what Brink looked like in the developer videos, and then when you got it home, it went from looking like a kid who wins awards for drawing art to look like we're drawing stick figures on a smartphone. It looked like crap, man. The only game in my life I've taken back after 10 minutes of playing and got my full money back. The dude at the store was tired of seeing people come back. There was a line at the store, but it wasn't to get the game. It was to bring it back.
Wow.
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 And I wouldn't put that past Ubisoft. They did a good job this year, but they've messed up a lot of things before. So I hope they stick with it and they flesh it out.
Well, two things about this that I want to say. First of all, graphically, I'm not too concerned about it. Like I've played certain games on the console and the same exact game on the PC, and even though it looked better on the PC, my enjoyment factor was still the same on both devices. But that's just me personally. I know sometimes people get really nitpicky. The other thing is with Ubisoft that you console guys don't really have to deal with. You guys should be thankful for this. Is Uplay. Be so glad that you guys do not have to deal with Uplay because I hate that program so much. And it's the program that you have to use on the PC in order to play any of their damn games now. It's just like EA with Origin. It's annoying. You know, even if you buy a game such as like Watch Dogs,
you wouldn't touch it because you had to have Origin to play it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like with Watch Dogs. I bought Watch Dogs through Steam, for example, but even though I bought it through Steam, it still had to bring up Uplay in order to play it. And I was like, I have to log into like 3 different things in order to play a damn game. This is stupid. But anyway, I digress. But yeah. So there's that. But no, I'm looking forward to these things. I'm kind of curious. We won't know really until the games actually come out what's really going to happen. But at least it's something that we can be excited for.
Let me tell you one thing before we stop talking about this Ubisoft. Aisha Tyler, girl, you know you bad, but please, you don't need to be cussing like that on stage. It's not becoming.
I'm glad you said it, KJ, because I didn't want to bring that up because she irritates me.
If she was doing it, if it was coming out like you felt that it was coming from a soul, it'd be one thing. But it sounded like
scripted.
Like if all of a sudden Disney Channel gave the little kids the chance to say fuck once. You know how unnatural that would sound? It would sound weird. That's what it sounded like. She sounded like the Disney Channel just said, all right, we'll let you say fuck. Like all of a sudden, you'll see unnatural.
She wasn't Aisha Tyler. She was Selena Gomez saying fuck.
Came across like exercising the right to curse, man. It was, you fine, but I mean, hey.
Hey. You know, call me if you listening. Call me. You know, that's all
for real.
So we talked a little bit about EA. EA brought out some other stuff that I was really fascinated by, and I'm on the fence about Battlefront, guys. This new Star Wars Battlefront thing.
Ooh, that's a topic of discussion right there, my friend.
Because the thing that bugs me about Star Wars Battlefront is the trailer that they showed at E3. Um, Felt very much like trailers of days past that were just scripted.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm
It's
just
not
not.
indicative of the actual game.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, are the players really going to behave this way? Are these real? It's like the Division. The Division does this. You know, I've seen. You know, they're showing these scripted gameplays, and I would just really, I would just really like to
Rainbow Six Siege
see.
for sure.
Yeah, I just would really like to see a game that's been demoed where it's actual players playing it, and
While we're on this topic of games that have been demoed that seem to be different from actual gameplay, I would like to talk about Rainbow Six Siege because every demo I've seen of that game has been very, very coordinated. I've never seen somebody just jump into that game and play it. Every single time it's been like, okay, I know what this guy's specialty is. Let's send him to that door. Let's go put this guy over here because he knows what he's doing. Like, just put somebody who's never played the game before and put them in the demo because I've never played Rainbow Six Siege. I've never been on a SWAT team in real life, so I don't know what my character's specialties are. Like, you're not showing me how the game's actually going to be the first time I play it. And I feel like that's what Battlefront was. Like, the orders were completely generalized and scripted by people who have played the game before and know exactly what they're doing.
right. Well, and I've gotten into some discussions with some friends talking about all the stuff that EA is doing with the Battlefield and the Battlefront games, where you had Battlefield 4 came out, and then you get Battlefield Hardline, which is essentially a mod for
Yep.
Battlefield 4. It's just, you know,
It's
it's
a
all
$60 mod.
right. And then so we're getting the same thing with Star Wars Battlefront. It's just another mod, you know, and it's going to have another $60 for all the DLC crap, and it's just, you know, I end up, you know, if I want to get everything that this game's going to eventually offer, I'm going to be spending well over $100 for a game, and I find that to be outrageous, especially when the quality isn't, you know, because let's be honest, Battlefield 4, in my opinion, still not a great game.
Nope.
And Battlefield 3 brought it. Like Battlefield 3 was a great game, not just a
Yeah.
great multiplayer game, but it had a great story. Just saying, you don't have to skimp on that stuff. Like you know,
Don't cut corners just to make a fucking multiplayer game, you know?
right? You know, so like it. I don't know. I'm on the fence about Battlefront. I really, really want it to be awesome. And speaking of Star Wars, they showed a trailer too for the new expansion for the Old Republic. Um, as a Star Wars fan myself, I was really excited about this trailer. Just the trailer alone uh, got me pumped.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, just
So,
gets you
yeah.
all riled up and excited.
Feel a
But
little, feel a little tingle in your pants.
little tingle down below. But okay, enough about that. Anybody else got anything from EA?
Um, Need for Speed looked exciting to me. I've always been a Need for Speed fan, but at the same time, it didn't look like it was anything different from what Need for Speed has been, if that makes any sense. They've always kind of been the same franchise. They've always tried to branch out, but it never really works the way they expect it to.
Hmm.
So I
Well,
was I
they
was
change
happy to
development
see it.
teams every year.
Yeah, they really do, and I don't get how they get away with that. Like, no company or no game franchise has gotten away with switching production companies so often and having the same fan base.
Well, okay, I guess switching production companies is different than alternating production companies every other game. I'm talking to you, Call of Duty, but whatever.
All right. We're going to get to that in a second.
Yes.
Okay, so EA, you did all right. Ubisoft, you did all right.
Bethesda. We got
Bethesda, oh my gosh, Bethesda, I could go on and on about your stuff, but you killed it. You did good. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the big three, though, and we'll talk about some of the minor stuff too. But let's talk about the big three. KJ.
Nintendo.
Guys, my phone might die here pretty soon, but
Go plug that
I'm
shit in, man.
I'm at
Yeah.
15%.
What was that?
Where's your charger?
At my girlfriend's house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-
turn your video off.
Yeah, how do I turn the video off? Actually, how do I do that?
we're gonna get a shot of Knowledge's place here in a minute.
I think that's his carpet right now. What is that?
That's my ceiling you're looking at right now.
You have just a great ceiling, man. That's just outstanding.
All right, so right now I'm showing. We'll talk a little bit more while he figures that out. I'm showing a video right now of Miss Throwback talking about amiibos. She is the amiibo queen right now. Got all of that. If you guys get a chance, go check out Play Legit on YouTube. Watch these videos. She's got some great coverage of the amiibos. All right, Nintendo. So Nintendo brought out some stuff. What do you got, KJ?